There's a field. There's a field that we say connects us all. But it's really more than that. And we find this out. We experience this, and we shift to being that field. The field is initially underlying everything. And it's the same one self, the same self, same innermost being of everyone, everywhere, which is also the same field of, let's say, pure awareness that enables all of these objects in front of us to be here. So it's a field, seamless field of silent being, pure being. It's quite a beautiful thing. But that's not all it is. There's much more to that. And to go into that, this time we just have patience, start with a little patience. We just sort of let go, relax, just be open, innocent, simple, and just allow whatever happens to happen. Because it's all happening sort of spontaneously in that field. It's really the field itself, experiencing itself, that creates the appearance of the happening, all of the events happening in the life, in the individual life, and in the collective life here, all around. But really what it's doing, it's getting closer to itself at every point within itself. So the clear, pure, spacious light of presence that is everywhere around and really underlying, permeating, pervading everything everywhere it's really what we are. And what it's doing is getting closer to itself, becoming more intimate to itself, getting to know itself more fine, more dearly, more. It's wanting to open up to its total reality that it really is, without being interfered with by the thoughts and the concepts, beliefs, ideas, with all that analysis that goes on in the intellect, which is so keen to comprehend and understand. It doesn't need that. And all of those emotions and feelings, and very fine feelings, and the feelings that we haven't even felt before, are all present in the body, but really everywhere, in the whole surroundings all around us. And so, as the field itself gets to come closer to itself, just gets to know itself. That really, that real field of the reality of the self and beyond comes awake a little bit more. And there's whole space all around us here. And it equally penetrates more deeply into the appearance of the body mind, just as we sit here. We just sit doing nothing, we just allow whatever is happening to happen. And that means we do continue to allow those thoughts to be there and those feelings to be there and whatever is there, we just allow that. But there's something more that the thoughts and the feelings and the sensations and the perceptions cannot comprehend. But it doesn't know it. It can't know it. And but yet it's beginning to come awake. It's really beginning to come awake all around us. In space everywhere, all around. And so the kind of little sort of liveliness that is everywhere in the space around us as that wholeness itself, the field of wholeness, sort of falls back and surrenders into itself and sort of kisses itself, comes closer to itself here, just as we sit here, doing absolutely nothing, you allowing whatever is happening to happen, because we've been so caught in the thoughts, in the feelings, in the emotions, the perceptions, the sensations that are going on in the body, that we don't get the opportunity generally to allow the field of the wholeness of the being and beyond itself to experience it, just to be with itself as it is and come closer to itself, and experience its more of its just its closeness and intimacy and its beauty and its generosity. It's so full of fullness that it just fills the whole space around us with more fullness and openness and spaciousness. So that something that is beyond the thoughts and feelings and sensations and perceptions and all of that, all of this existence comes comes a little bit more into play. Because after all, what it is, it's really pure source of existence itself, which is the true reality, the true essence of the being itself, the, the existence itself, the existence around us. How does it exist? It exists only because of this pure sense of existing, this pure sense of being, this pure being that just is what what is right here now, all around, just sort of getting to know itself, coming closer to itself, being with itself all by itself. And because it's a wholeness that is greater than the sum of the parts of all of these objects and phenomena and thoughts and feelings and everything like that. It can only be known and experienced by itself. Not really by the mind. Mind can't really experience it. Intellect can't really comprehend it. The feelings, emotions can get a little close to knowing that there's something there, some presence, something here. But it's really only the being itself that can know itself and be awake within itself. And but even if that hasn't happened yet, it will at some point when we wake up. But even if it hasn't happened yet, somehow the thoughts and the feelings and the mind, body, they feel, they know that something is here that is greater than all of this. It's bigger. It's a presence that is everywhere, all around, that opens up and continues to open up to itself because it's getting to know itself more fully. You know? It's this deepening its own experience of itself by, we say, just curving back upon itself at every point, everywhere within itself. All. And that can be felt a little bit more as sort of a liveliness everywhere in the silent space all around us. Silent space gets a little bit more alive and intensely awake. It just comes awake to itself. So the brightness and clearness and true reality of the awareness itself that is awake, that is awake, that awareness, that that lively being, sort of lively wakefulness that is present really at the farthest depths of the awareness that is aware of all of this. It awareness itself is getting to know itself by itself, find out what it actually is. So it's not about what it's aware of or what it feels or the sensations that the body experiences. No, it's more about this field of awareness itself, feeling itself, just being awake, being more present to itself. And when it sort of gets on to that level of its just being awareness itself, it finds out that what it's doing, it's sort of the liveliness is felt because the awareness itself is concentrated upon itself. It is so focused on itself everywhere, within itself, at every point, that it draws itself deeper into itself. And that depth of itself, there's really no end to that intensity of itself as it gets to know itself and just penetrates more deeply into itself and comes awake a little more to this, to itself, to the grand wholeness of itself that is present everywhere in the whole space around us. Hmm? So this is what's taking place, is the field of pure awareness itself is coming awake to itself. It's getting to know itself a little bit more because it knows it's not this body, it's not the objects and phenomena initially. It just knows itself all by itself. Maybe, maybe at some point it does remember itself as all of these objects and phenomena and everything, the whole thing, the whole shebang. But initially, it's just getting to know its own pure, wakeful light of consciousness that it is. So it's falling back within itself. It's coming awake to itself. And it's filling itself up, filling itself more full of itself, some more brightness and clearness and just openness and simplicity comes awake. It's just a field of pure simplicity that comes awake to itself. This field is, it's an ocean of really infinite potentiality and superposition of all possibilities, as the physicists call it, before it collapses from its wave function, its flow, its lively flow of just being collapses and right here in front of us now and gets converted from this electromagnetic energy in the retina of the eyes by certain cells that convert it into electrochemical impulses that flow through the optic nerve to the visual cortex in the brain and associated with all the other cortexes, audio, and all of these senses combined with emotion and impressions. It flows to the frontal cortex of the brain and converts just this field of energy that scientists know is the only thing that's really real out here. It converts it into the appearance of the world in front of us. So the brain is really creating the appearance of the world in front of us. This is what in neuroscience we find out what they feel. But what they don't know is, is that the being, the self itself, even the brain itself, doesn't stop at the edge of the body. That it's everywhere all around. It's everywhere. And what is taking place is that it's really creeping back upon itself at every point, everywhere with itself, to get to know itself more deeply and to transform the field of, the pure energy, we'll say, energy and intelligence, into the appearance of form and phenomenon at every point, everywhere. Every point, everywhere. So, all this, what we get an opportunity to experience through the body that we're experiencing through now, the body mind, which is just an enlargement, a zoomed in enlargement of what is transpiring at every point, everywhere, in the infinity of the being that you are all around. All, and so the wholeness itself, this is how the wholeness itself, it's to know itself a little bit more, becomes more familiar with itself, opens up to itself, just drinks itself in a little bit more, because it it can see through and it can comprehend the mechanics of creation, the whole mechanics of how creation appears to be, and it's not fooled by it anymore. It doesn't get fooled by it, because it finds out that it is all this beautiful, beautiful, grand wholeness of just pure, we say pure awareness, pure intelligence, pure, mm, pure being, we say, that is just in opening up more to the beautiful, exquisite, divine reality of itself. That's what's taking place. That's what's going on. That's what all this activity that the senses perceive, that the feelings feel, that the mind thinks, and all of this activity that's going on everywhere in the world, in the universe, all around us. That's what it really is. It's just the flow of consciousness itself, the flow of infinite consciousness itself, getting closer to itself, near and dear to itself, to really discover what it is, more about what it is, more about the beautiful, beautiful, divine reality that it is, that has been here all along, that we've been able to sense and feel, to some degree, but we think we're the person experiencing something. So the experiencer and the experience in the process of experiencing has been in the way of the wholeness itself, really the divine wholeness itself, to experience itself as it is, as it is. Just becoming more awake, more fine, more full, more sweet, more beautiful, more exquisite, more exquisiteness. And this pure exquisiteness that has been here all along, just is able to be with itself, without all the paraphernalia of the body, mind, and world in the way. That's it. And so it comes awake. So the really interior of the being, the interior of the creation itself, can get to know itself a little bit more. And this is why it just comes closer to itself. It gets more intimate with itself as we sit here. It's just such a softness and a warmth and a tenderness that comes awake in the wholeness. It's the wholeness itself, opening up to itself, just by itself. And we just allow that to take place. Just allow more of the beauty, the warmth, the goodness, the pure goodness, and the love that is everywhere, all around us here, just to open up more and more and more, so that It can be with itself at every point within itself. It may start and feel at the point of the heart, but really it's everywhere, everywhere. And that wholeness and the fullness of the just the preciousness of the interior of the being itself comes awake a little bit more. No, without we don't have to get into all of the stuff that the mind thinks is going on. No, that just gets in the way of the real truth of what is really happening. And the more we allow the truth of the self itself to be with itself and to experience itself a little more, we're doing something really beneficial for the whole of the world, the whole of creation. You know, is allowed to just open up and be natural and spontaneous, because what happens when that openness is there and there's no mind, really nobody, no world, what happens is spontaneous right action, spontaneous right thinking. Just spontaneous, pure truth, pure goodness gets an opportunity to come awake as it actually is, not polluted by all of the stress and the anger in the world. All that anger in the world. No, not good. Not a good thing. Not good. No. Because it's not the reality of yourself. It's not the reality of the world. No. It's only there because of incomplete experience, incomplete, just partial knowledge, partial truth, and maybe just total ignorance of the reality that is actually here, that is really here in front of us. So the brains in the world around us are full of ideas, concepts, beliefs, full of just incompleteness, full of um, and just not, not not working the way it should be working. The whole mind, the whole, and it can't see the truth as it actually is. It has to go with what it experiences, and that's okay. That's okay. We just allow. But something more deep is right here in front of us that we just know is there, and we just allow it to open up more. Such a cleanness, clarity, purity, fineness, beautiful, grand softness, and majesty of wholeness itself, the fullness itself, just coming awake more and more, really surrendering to itself, falling back upon itself, coming awake to itself, and deepening itself, opening itself to such beauty and grandness and sweetness beyond all moods of the mind. It's not about making a mood of the mind, it's about going beyond the mind into more of the truth of the existence that is actually right here in front of us now. And so the whole being just opens up and spreads open, finds its superfluid heart. It's really everywhere. It's a lively, joyful light, fullness, and gratefulness. It's a gratefulness that is just so beautiful, grand. And, so we be with that. We allow what you are to be, what you really are to be, and enjoy. We just enjoy. Just